So someone did a survey of people and asked the question simply, what would it take for you to send back your food when there's something wrong with it? 39% of people said they would feel comfortable sending back food to the kitchen. I am not one of them, though. I am of the 61% of people who do not feel comfortable sending it back, mostly because I'm worried they're going to do something to it. Do you have that fear?
Oh, for sure. If there's something wrong with my food, I don't send it back. I just don't eat it.
Oh,
and
okay.
I inform them that that's why I'm not eating, because the waitress will always come back. Oh, is everything okay? You're not eating. Your food's not touched.
We had a situation maybe a month ago where we went to this place, and it's pretty new. It's around here. I'll tell you off the air what the name of it is because I actually like it. I don't want to say anything bad about it. The manager came. Okay, so we showed up to this place. The place looked like a bomb went off. Like, it was legitimately like there was crap everywhere. The food took forever. We had a bun that had mold on it. We finally got a new bun. Everything was not going well, and normally it does at this place. And the person walked up. The manager was like, "Hey, how was everything today?" And I said, honestly, not very good. Normally you guys are good, but you guys really dropped the ball on this one. She, standing there with our plate, looks at me. That's the pause, by the way. That's how awkward it was.
Yeah.
And walks away. Doesn't even say, is there anything I can do to fix it? Can I give you any money? Can I take something off your bill? Just walks away. We were like, are you kidding me? Like, that's it. She was so robotic and ready for us to be like, how was everything? Good. Thanks. All right, cool. Have a good night. That she forgot to, like, deal with us. So here's the things that people are doing when they're sending back their food. They say that hair is the number one thing. If there's hair in your food, people would send it back. Second came in at the dirty plate. If the plate was dirty, they would send it back. Lastly was undercooked food. Most people said they would send it back. And if the entire meal was wrong, they would send it back is the fourth thing that people do. So it's hair, dirty plate, food undercooked, and entire meal was wrong. I don't really think that the dirty plate is as big of a deal as maybe somebody else. Like, I mean, a dirty plate, if it had fecal matter on it, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
I guess it depends.
Dirty plate's not a big deal.
Right.
I have a kid. Dirty is just a thing. Like, she
way
has
of life.
chores. So when she does the dishes, I'm expecting to eat off of a dirty something at some point. So that's just silly to me.
Right.
But the hair in the food, I have seen some pretty dirty people working in a kitchen, and just knowing, like, people in my apartment complex work in a kitchen, and I won't even eat at that restaurant because I know what kind of person he is. So if he's working, I'm not going.
Can you please tell me off the air where he works?
I will.
Because I probably won't want to go there anymore.
No. Like, they're dirty, like, rarely shower. So if there is a hair in my food, like, I don't know who you are. I don't know if you shower. I don't know if you just did some nasty with your boyfriend, and but now that's in my food. Like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah, I feel like ignorance is bliss, though, when it comes to going out to eat. Like,
For sure.
You're taking your, I guess, health into your own hands. And I don't think you're going to get sick from a hair on your food. I really don't think someone, like, unless they have, like, poop on their hands or something. But for the most part, what are you going to say? Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead. You're making this face. What? Go ahead.
My parents both got a very bad infection, a bacterial infection, from eating at a restaurant where whoever prepared their food had fecal matter on their hands, and it got
disgusting.
in their food. And my parents were sick for 12 days.
Oh, my gosh.
Vomiting disgusting
Diarrhea.
Liquid. Like, the bathroom was off limits the entire time, because if you were in there, be prepared to be pooped on. Like, that, it was bad.
Did they have to, like, call the CDC, like,
Oh, yeah.
Center for Disease Control?
The doctor that they went to actually called, said, this is where they ate, this is what they have due to fecal matter in their food.
Oh, disgusting.
And, yeah, so...
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine whose wedding was ruined the same type of way. They had, I think, 27 people that had the same type of thing where everyone thought they had food poisoning from something, or thought they had the flu or whatever, drank some bad beer, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. The place is now shut down, the, like, wedding hall, because of this exact moment where someone did something really unsanitary.
Yeah.
They still to this day don't know what exactly happened, but they do know my friend had to poop into a bag.
Oh, gosh.
And then mail it to, like, the government.
Yeah.
Because they had to test it because he had diarrhea for over a week.
Yeah.
Like, he was completely sick. So now that we're talking about this, I want to throw up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, don't be.
We'll take a break.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're totally fine. But yeah, when you think about this, I guess maybe we should be sending back our food. We went to this really high-end restaurant. I had a gift certificate before anybody thinks I'm some high roller. I had a gift certificate to go to this restaurant, and it was expensive. I paid like $60 for a steak. It came out and it was cold. Would you send back cold food? I did.
For a $60 plate of food, yeah.
Yeah, $60 steak, and it comes out cold. I told them, yeah, it's cold. And they were like, yeah, we're really sorry. They hurried up and got me a new one, but I figured they probably had like saliva all over it.
Right? At that point, like maybe they took a trip to the bathroom with it and walked around for a while. You never know.
Would you send it back though for $60?
For sure. If I were, first off, I'm a single parent, so penny pinching is what I do. So if I'm at a point where I'm going somewhere and I'm spending $60 on food,
it was
it's
a gift
celebration.
certificate. A gift certificate someone gave me.
Still,
Yeah, you're right.
It's a nice place where you're expecting you have a gift certificate. 90% of the time you get a gift certificate that doesn't have enough to cover your meal.
That's true.
So you are expecting to pay extra on top of that gift certificate.
Right.
So if I'm going somewhere where it's $60 a plate and I have a gift certificate, I'm also expecting to spend another $60 possibly. So I'm paying $60. Like, you're going, I just want what I ordered, but I want it hot.
Right.
Like,
So yeah, they ended up.
I'm not getting sushi. I'm getting a steak.
Right. And they ended up bringing it back. What was interesting is they brought back a different steak, which I thought was really odd. Like, maybe it's just like the white trash in me that I'm totally fine with you taking a $60 steak, putting it back on the grill for just put it on the grill. I don't want the microwave, but put it on the grill for another 3 minutes. It's not going to ruin the taste, but just heat it back up.
Yeah.
I didn't take a bite of it. It's just, it was cold when it came out. But, but they ended up bringing up a brand new steak. So then I'm like, well, what did you do with that other $60 steak? Like,
Put it in a bag. I'll take it home.
yeah, someone will eat it at home.
Right?
Yes, even
I'll make fajitas tomorrow.
It's going to be delicious.
Hey, I keep trying to call you, and it goes to your voicemail. I'll try to give you a call about 4 o'clock on your home phone and see if you answer that. But this is Donovan's phone, so if you need to get a hold of me, I'll be with Donovan most of the day. So I love you, brother, and give me a call. Bye.
Cagno Radio.
I'll keep you my dirty little secret. Don't tell anyone or you'll be just another regret. It's my dirty little secret. Who has to know?
We have to know. It's time for Dirty Little Secret on Cagno Radio. This one comes to us from our website, calcagnoradio.com. This is today's Dirty Little Secret. Are you ready, Eden?
I am ready.
I get off to my husband's sex stories. Dirty Little Secret number 1. It's short and sweet. They are into hearing about what their husband did in the past. And I'm perplexed by this because I am so jealous of anything my wife did in her past. And I don't even know anything about what she did on purpose. Now, she was very, 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 very good in her youth. Like, she doesn't
As far as you're concerned, or for real?
for real.
Oh, okay.
As far as I'm being for real. Like, she has had like one boyfriend before me. It wasn't even a big deal. But I don't know the details of what was done
Yeah.
beyond that. And I don't want to know because I subscribe to this idea. There is no good that can come out of having a conversation about someone's sexual past. I don't want to know.
No.
Like, see, okay, here's the thing. I meet you, let's say I'm single, you're single, we meet each other. You say you have a 9-year-old daughter. I know you've had sex at least one time. That's all I need to know. You have a daughter.
Oh, yeah, it was just the one time.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's all I need to know.
Never since.
Yeah, I never need to know anything else about you because I'm
Right.
telling you, I'm so jealous. This person, though, I get off to my husband's sex stories. She likes it. Is this weird to you?
Very much so. I'm a jealous person.
Okay,
as
so you're
well.
like me.
So hearing that, not only that, but like it would make me a little bit insecure on how I'm pleasing my man, knowing that, you know, he's done all of these other things. And then I would be like, oh, now I have to do that because I know that girl's done that and I have to make sure that he's happy. And so he's used to getting that from somebody else. So like, it would just be like this, like nonstop mantra in my head of, you got to do better than her. You got to do better than her.
It would become a competition for you.
Right. And sometimes it works. It's a nice motivator. But then other times it's like, well, she did that for you, so why don't you go call her and she'll do that. And I'm going to sit here and enjoy my bubble bath.
Have you ever had any person you dated pull a move like this? And I'm not saying, you know, this is a little different because this person's admitting that they get off their husband's sex stories. But I'm saying, oh, I used to date somebody who did this, and I really liked it. Maybe you should do it. Have you ever had anybody pull that crap?
Yeah. Yes.
And how did it go over? Like a fart in church, or like a, you know, or did you use it as a motivator? Because I think there's a big difference between saying, I enjoy this in the bedroom, because again, that's communication. You're now saying to the person, here's what I like, here's what I don't like. Just like the same thing you would say about, here's what I like to drink, here's what I like to eat, here's the type of movies. I don't think it's wrong once you're dating somebody exclusively to say, hey, I'm sort of into this. What do you think? And again, you have to know, though, if you pull out the 50 Shades of Grey card and they say, I'm not interested, back away, right? Like, you have to know that if someone says they're into something that the other person isn't into it, just don't keep harping on it. But I don't think there's really inherently anything wrong with saying, hey, I'm kind of into trying this, or I've tried. But I think whenever you say, my ex used to do this and I loved it, I think that's sort of twisting the knife.
Yeah. I think they're trying to use that as a way to get you to do something, because in my head, when that has happened, I'm like, oh, okay, so you know that hearing about your past has made me want to try a little bit harder. So now you're making shit up. Sorry.
You swear all you want. It's fine. This is not governed by the FCC. We're all right.
You're making things up so that I will do those things, because I know no girl has ever done that with you. So don't even try and twist me into using my jealousy to try and make you happy with trying something new that no one else has ever done.
Yeah, that's manipulation, and I got a feeling this person probably saw that on the internet and thought, this could be fun. I'm going to make up some story about, like, oh, I used to do threesomes, and I used to do this, and you're like, there ain't no way. You've never done that. You just want me to do it.
Right.
You want to use me as the guinea pig to do it, but you're going to bring up some ex-girlfriend who lives in Alaska or whatever.
Right.
My ex used to be really into this. She was a model, and she did the following. Will you please do it?
Right. Yeah, no, it didn't work. It didn't turn out very well for him. So
that's good. But it's funny that you say, and I respect you for admitting that there's a part of you was like, yeah, you know what? Hey, that bitch, whatever. I'll do better than her because you're my man.
Right.
And I'm going to, yeah.
Well, see, I'm a people pleaser. Like,
me too.
I want to make people happy.
Right.
So I would hear stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I have to try that. Like, I have to do that. Because
would you be okay? Let me ask you a question as a woman. Would you be okay with, okay, so you try it, you like it, or you try it and you don't like it? Would you be able to say to this person, hey, listen, you asked me to try this, I tried it, I'm not into it. Do you think they would let it rest at that point?
I guess it would really depend on the person.
Right.
If they're a manipulator, no, I don't think it would work. If I was just like, yeah, tried it, hated it, kind of terrified me, please let's not ever do that again. I have had that experience where they are like, well, maybe it was probably just because it was the first time. Let's try it one more time. And I'm like, no, really, I promise I don't ever want to do that again.
Yeah, I don't want to do that again.
So no.
Yeah, I wonder if people are using 50 Shades of Grey as sort of a test where they, take their man or they take their girl or they take their man or whatever, and they sit there and they sort of watch those movies to be like, so what do you think? Where they're like the whole time just trying to make eye contact with their partner to be like, is there any sweat rolling down their face? Or are they smiling? What are they doing?
I wonder if they're into it.
Yeah, have you seen those movies?
Because I totally want to try it. No, I refuse.
Yeah, I'm not,
No. After one guy sent me a movie poster of where he's like, the guy's looking out the window and it said, Mr. Gray, we'll see you now. After I saw it, I was like, yeah, no.
He sent you a movie poster, like a actual
picture of it
on your phone?
Like texted it to me and I was like, Uh-oh.
Now, we have a guy that listens to this podcast who was a big-time friend of the show who just goes by the name Trample Pat. His whole thing is he's the human sidewalk. So he loves to be walked on by women. So my old co-host Jillian would walk on him. Like one time he got walked on with ice skates. Like that's his sexual fantasy. Like he likes that. So he says it's hard to find people that are into that, but like he would gladly, he's paid for it before, where women walk in stilettos on him. We don't try to get into the psyche of it all. He's a
Right.
very nice guy. You would never know. No joke. I've met him in person. I've talked to him via email. I've seen him out at the store before. We don't talk about Trample Pet when it's not time to talk about Trample Pet. But I'm saying, I think, sometimes when people have these kinks, and again, I go back to this. You don't choose your kink. Your kink chooses you.
Right.
I think when people have these kinks, it's hard to find somebody to maybe go along with it. So, like, good for this person that they were able to find a kink that their husband was also into. Like,
Right.
do you wonder, though, was there some, I guess, I don't even know if the word is coaxing, or was, did you have to sort of draw out the stories? Or do you think the husband was quick to say, here's what I used to do with my ex, here's what she used to do to me, and then told his wife, hoping that it would lead to something else? Because I think now that you've said that, I think that's the situation.
Yeah. He probably, they were probably drinking and talking about their past, and some story popped up, and then it turned out to work out for him.
Right.
And then he was like, wow, that worked. So
And he's
let's-
reading penthouse letters, and he's just
Right.
half the stuff didn't happen to him.
Right.
We agree, right?
Oh, for sure. He's just pulling stuff out of his butt now. Like,
And putting things in his butt, possibly. What do you give this one on a scale of
Yes.
1? What do you give this one on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm gonna have to say like a 3. I don't think it's that bad. It's
I
not
agree.
really I don't think it's necessarily a dirty secret. I think if maybe she said like, I listen to my husband's stories, and then when he's gone, I like go in the bathroom and have some fun.
That's what I think she's saying.
Oh, well,
I still don't think it's that big of a secret.
No.
You're not going to talk about it at a cocktail party.
Right.
But at the same time, though, I don't know. Like, it'd be completely different. This would be a different secret to me if it's like I found a sex tape of my husband sleeping with his ex, let's say, and I watched it and it got me hot. Like, that's a bigger secret.
For
This
sure.
is just stories that you're telling. Like,
Right.
the husband's telling a story. You like the outcome of it, which is that, apparently your husband was super hot in the story and he was young and whatever.
Right.
But
They're
see-
always hotter when they're younger, aren't they?
Hey, you know why? Because youth is wasted on the youth. That's what it always
For
is,
sure.
right? Like, there's a reason that, like, every like dirty old man is looking at 20-year-old girls. Like, you find like
Yeah.
an old rich guy. He's always with like a 25-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Like, what do they have in common besides that they both love her body?
Right.
Like, really?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's got the money and she doesn't.
Right,
And-
exactly. But you never notice, like, you know what I mean? You got a 7-year-old man who's got a ton of dough. He's not with a 50-year-old.
no.
He's with a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And then these 20-year-old guys were like, she's fat, she's stupid, she's this. And you're like, dude, you don't understand. She looks good.
Right.
She looks good. Just wait.
Yeah, and just get her naked one time and tell her she's pretty and see what she'll do for you. Like any chick with a insecurity issue, all you got to do is see her naked once and go, "Oh,
You're
babe,
beautiful."
you're beautiful." Oh, she will please you in so many ways just because you made her feel pretty.
If you've got your little secret, tell us about it. Go to calcagnoradio.com. Submit your secret anonymously, and we might be talking about you next time on Cal Cagno Radio.
Ready or do. That's ADU. First name Freddy. Cal Cagno Radio.
Cal Cagno Radio. So you guys know I'm a big fan of Chipotle. Yes, I've actually tweeted at Chipotle before, and they wrote back, which is always so nice. But Chipotle has added a new menu item with the queso. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, so at Chipotle, I saw Eden at Chipotle a couple of weeks ago. That's what made me think of her when I saw this story. Okay, so Chipotle now added what looks like nacho cheese, like liquid cheese. They've added that to their menu. Mm-hmm. You can get it on the side and dip chips in it, but I've been seeing a lot of people getting it on top of their like bowls and on top of their burritos, which is just gross to me.
There's always enough. There's already enough liquid in there.
Yeah, exactly.
that
It's
just a soupy mess after a while.
Right,
Like,
so I
you
can't
get 6 kinds of salsa and then throw that queso on there. It's just now it's just soup.
Right, so they added that in last year, and everyone agreed it was gross, but people still order it. Now they're thinking about adding a new menu item. They started off yesterday in a test kitchen in New York City working with quinoa, or as I like to call it, quino. Do you know what quinoa is?
some sort of grain.
Yes, it's kind of like rice, but it's like super hard, and it's like all the rage with hipsters, right? Like my wife, whenever she wants to have us eat better in this home, will be like, why don't we substitute rice for quinoa? It's the same exact thing. I have a really good quinoa salad, and every time I'm like, dude, did you cook this long enough? It doesn't taste like it's cooked. It tastes like you're eating like raw rice.
Right.
I don't want not raw rice, like uncooked rice. It's like hard like that, but I don't like it. But can we just stop?
It's like a big old bowl of poppy seeds. It just
Right.
gets stuck in your teeth, and there's not a whole lot of flavor. And the flavor that you do taste, it you feel kind of like a grazing animal.
Right.
Like if I wanted to go eat grass, I'd just go in my backyard and get on all fours and start mowing my lawn with my teeth. I want good food.
Right.
Good flavors. Not.
I know,
I'm not the healthiest eater, so I'm probably not a good person
You're
to
not
ask
the
about
test.
that.
You're not the test market for this.
No, and plus quinoa makes my stomach hurt so
So
bad.
you've had it.
I have had it.
Yes.
And then, like, not only am I in pain, but I have stuff all in my teeth.
Yes.
And, like, all day, someone's like, you got something in your tooth. I'm like, again?
I
I
feel-
just got it out. I even brushed my teeth after I ate it because it doesn't go anywhere. It just stays.
Right, it just hangs around the
Yeah, like a
the
poppy seed.
sides of your teeth. I think you're onto something with this quinoa, with this whole healthy way of eating. I find that whenever one time my wife was like, we're going to have, I believe it's called riced cauliflower. Have you ever had this?
No.
Oh, they sell it at Trader Joe's. Like it's a Trader Joe's product.
Yeah,
Now
I don't
imagine-
ever go there. So
Oh, it's like, yeah, you pretty much hate yourself when you walk out of there. You spend a ton of money on stuff. Everyone's wearing Hawaiian shirts there. Like, everyone's just in such a good mood. And every time I go there, my wife is buying something stupid. So one day we went there, and she was like, we're going to buy riced cauliflower. Now, it looked like rice, but it was made of cauliflower. I'm not joking. It felt like someone kicked me in the stomach, like, the whole
Yeah.
day. Like you said, my body's used to the food I eat. Now, it might not be the best food
Right.
ever, but I'm used to it, right?
Right.
Like, I'm used to it. I'm used to eating a bowl of rice and, or having a rice bowl at Chipotle and then eating and feeling fine afterwards. But this, after eating quinoa or after eating, this rice cauliflower, I felt like somebody kicked me, and I felt like I cleared a room with my gas. It was horrible. It's like
well, cauliflower makes your pee smell and it makes your gas
every
gross.
single time I have cauliflower or I have asparagus and my pee smells, I think about that I have an STD. Every time. I always am like, oh my God, I have an STD. Where did I pick? And then I think my wife was cheating on me.
Yeah.
Then I go back to
First
being jealous.
instinct.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously it isn't the asparagus. I just think that I've had an STD. Let's talk about for a second the why Chipotle is the best, but also the worst. You, the other day, were there. I saw you. You were 20th in line?
Yeah, about there. I was not out the door with the door open, but I was touching the door.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
And-
usually how it is every time I go
Yeah,
in
I don't
there.
know. I don't know why they can't seem to streamline the process a little bit more. And the other problem I have with Chipotle is I'm not saying that we have to go the McDonald's route where everything is pre-measured. But pretty much, if you get the wrong person making your bowl or your burrito, you're going to get cheesed on the rice. You're going to get cheesed on the meat. Like, it's absolutely a judgment call by those people.
Yeah. They have the spoons specifically to measure. Like,
Oh, they do?
2 scoops. Like the spoons that are in the rice. Okay, you have 2 scoops that is supposed to go in the bottom. And there are people that like do 1 heaping scoop and then like do like a half a scoop. And you're like, whoa. Why don't you do 2 heaping?
Right, exactly.
I'm not getting beans. Can you just throw some
Right.
more rice in there?
Yeah,
please?
I'm at this point now. I have to say I want double rice because they just try to cheese you out. Oh, and the other day I had somebody there, brand new trainee. It's like when you go to Subway and they give you, instead of put, you say olives on there, they're supposed to put 2 olives per 6 inches. Did you know that? 2 olives.
I used to work
Slices.
at Subway.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, very, very calculated.
But but it's pretty arbitrary.
3 slices of tomatoes, unless it's a big tomato, and then you use 2, and then it's just ridiculous. Just put 3 slices of tomato. Just cover my sandwich. I just want a little bit of every vegetable in every bite. I don't need you to slop on the dressing to make up for the fact that I got half a tomato on my 6-inch
Right.
sub. Like it.
Okay, so you're down. Are you down with this new quinoa, or will you not try it?
No.
Okay, because I have a friend of mine, and he legitimately is an advertising executive's dream. If it's the new Cinnamon Toast Crunch, bagel at Brugger's Bagel, and they put a TV ad for it, he goes the first day it's there. If it's this, Fruity Pebbles milkshake at, McDonald's, he's trying it. Why do they do that?
Burger King had Fruit Loops, and I'm pretty sure Fruity Pebbles, or
something like that. Yeah. Did you try it?
yeah. Oh
See,
my
that's the
gosh,
thing. But again,
it was
you're
so gross.
really.
It was. You know how after you eat Fruit Loops, you get that like filmy, like in your mouth.
Yeah.
It was just a whole cup of filmy with a straw. Like you just take a sip and you're like, film,
Yeah.
more film.
Burger King perplexes me because they are like the constant not in the conversation when it comes to burger places. Like you drive by a McDonald's, you will 9 times out of 10 see a Burger King next door. There's one in Rochester.
Yeah.
Every time there's 30 people in the drive-thru for McDonald's, there's no one at the Burger King. And it's funny because they don't have bad food. They really don't. But you watch their commercials, it's like, now we're doing, soft pretzels. Now we're doing hot dogs. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
just be a burger place. Like, why are you doing Fruity Pebble or whatever you said, milkshakes?
Because their customer count is down. They're trying to bring in anything. We're gonna have a walk in the middle of the store, and we're gonna have someone from Benihana cooking up your burger right in front of you. Please just come in.
Yeah, I feel like, if you're the type of person who likes to try everything, people will try the quinoa. I want to call it quinoa because we call it that here in our house. But yeah, I think people will try that. I think people will try the queso. I think people will try things if they're new.
Yep.
It's just such a letdown, though, like you said, when you finally have the walk and the Benihana guy from, Burger King. And after you leave, you're like, what was I expecting? Like, I
Right.
knew it wasn't going to be good.
Right.
I knew damn well when I walked in here today and they had a walk and a guy.
It was gonna be a crappy burger. It's all diced up and he's flinging chunks into my mouth. I just want it on a bun with lettuce and tomato and some mayonnaise. And I don't know, maybe some ketchup. I don't know. Just some condiments. Don't squirt it in my mouth. Just let me eat it.
13,862 times. Give me a call. Later.
Cagno Radio.
That's going to do it for episode 52 of Cagno Radio. I want to thank my co-host today, Eden, for stopping by.
No problem.
You did great. You did great.
Thank you.
Were you nervous?
At first, I just kept telling myself, it's just Cal. We're gonna be hanging out, chit chatting.
Yes.
It's just like when I see him at work.
Yes.
It's no different.
Right.
So I thought I was gonna be a lot more nervous than I was once I got
I'm telling
here.
you, it's
But-
the couch system. We have the couches down here. It's
It
just like
is.
hanging out at someone else's house
Yeah.
in their basement.
Like your best buddy.
Yeah, there
you're
you go.
You're just about to play some video games.
Exactly. I could play video games right there. By the way, my gamer tag, which none of you have even asked to be my friends on it, Cagno Radio. I was hurt by this. No one asked to be my friend on Xbox One.
What?
I know, and I have all these people that
It's
listen.
like you're the kid that didn't get picked for dodgeball. You're standing in the corner just so sad.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye. Have a good one.